And welcome once again to Manly Oval as the visitors take the field. The Warringah Rats, led out by their skipper, number 10, Hamish Angus, and Cameron Shepherd, my friend. Even though Warringah sitting a few points ahead of Manly on the table, you have to say with their injury worries and Manly's home ground advantage, they must be considered underdogs today.
Yeah, I think with all due respect, you've got to say that, Tony. Unfortunately, a huge amount of injuries have stung the club in the last few weeks. Tyson Davis last week against Southern Districts has done a syndesmosis ankle injury. He'll have surgery on Monday. Harry Jones, of course, out. David Felchir. Only 4 members of the team that competed in the grand final in 2018 have just run on the field. So it's going to be a tough day, but I tell you what, this is the one they get up for every single time as we watch Manly come to the field.
Oh, this is going to be massive, absolutely massive. Manly number 7, Katoni Ale, their skipper, leads them out. A big crowd. Tension is mounting as we get our first look at our player in focus.
Yeah, Cannon player in focus this afternoon. The one and only Dan Alley playing in his 200th grade game for his beloved Marlins. He had 2018 off and he came back for the pre-season. They're saying he's the fittest he's ever been, and personally I believe he's playing the best rugby he's ever played, so a big day for him this afternoon.
Referee for this afternoon's game is James Quinn. He's going to be assisted on the sidelines by David Conway and Peter Grattan.
James Quinn, of course, sponsored by 4 and 20 Pies. Appreciate their support in 2019. Here we go.
Hamish Angus gets us underway at the Village Green. Up it goes. Oh, Manly let it bounce. Anybody's ball at the moment. Knock on by Manly. Scrum advantage for the Rats, but they swing into attack as Holmes clears it from the breakdown.
Play now.
Warringah Rats going hard. That was Favau Cilia, the big tight head, hitting the breakdown hard, and back they'll come for the first scrum of the game as we cross for the first time to Will Davies on the sideline.
Thank you, Tony. Perfect conditions, about 23 degrees. Another warm autumn day in Sydney. Very little breeze to speak of, but it will get a tiny bit cooler as the afternoon wears down and the shadows start to lengthen around Manly. But the crowd is strong. No doubt they will hit full voice very, very soon.
Tell you what, you talk about ways you don't want to start a game. How they let that bounce Manly off the kickoff completely amazes me. No communication at all. Get a quick look at the pack weights. Warringah. What is that, Tony? You better math. 54 kilogram advantage.
That's it. 54 kilos.
At a 14-year-old boy. That's nothing. That'll make no difference. Big front row though for Warringah. Erasmus, the former Melbourne Rebel and Western Force. Wes Thomas, haven't seen a huge amount of him, but big boots to fill with Luke Holmes obviously retiring after the 2018 grand final, and Favau Cilia, the loose head.
Rats hooker Thomas making the switch from the back row to the front. Out it comes for the Rats now. Angus gets rid of it quickly. That was Vecchio. First touch for the new inside centre. Number 4 is Matt Folds, UK born. He's played international rugby for Spain. And the arm goes up from referee Quinn for Manly not rolling. So an opportunity for the Rats to post first points here today.
Well, this will be very interesting. Hamish Angus has missed 1 kick all of 2019. 1 kick so far. He's kicking at 95%. So, yeah, not surprised to see them go for the shot at goal here. Again, reasonable go forward. Really not much going on there. James Onson, well, I don't know how he's rolling out of there, boys, but anyway. An opportunity early for Warringah to strike first blood.
Referee's very, very quick to blow that particular penalty, even if you're stuck at the bottom of the ruck.
Well, you've got to set that tone early, don't you? And getting back to Hamish Angus, 22 kicks he's taken so far in 2019 and only missed the 1 so far. Pretty impressive. Former 2-time Kent Catchpole medal winner. Up go the flags. Rats open the scoring. 3-0
on the Taylor Hall Direct scoreboard.
It's got to be something that was spoken during the week by Billy Melrose and this Manly side. They're going to have to keep their discipline anywhere in their own 40. When you've got a goal kicker that can be that accurate during a game, you just don't want to give them the Warringah Rats easy points this afternoon.
Bodine Wacker with the ball in hand. He'll get us restarted. The New Zealand 7 specialist goes reasonably deep with this one. Sam Ward takes it just inside the 22.
They're not on the ball, blue leading.
Tackled immediately by Burgelin. Back it comes for the Rats now. Jack Hayson having a run. Manly hitting the breakdown hard. Still Warringah ball. Back to Angus it comes.
Hold there, 5. Stop.
Searching for the touchline. No problem there. Nice kick from Hamish Angus.
Smart clearance, wasn't it, from Warringah? Couple of phases. Don't mess around with it down our own end. It's very similar, actually. Manly likes to play the same way. Right down the battle of the competition, when you look at stats, they don't run the ball as much. They like to just play down the other end of the field and take advantage of their opportunities. The stats tell the story. Both teams really don't play with the ball in hand that much, but they will today.
James Hildebrand threw that way long. Taken by Wes Thomas, who went for a run. Back it comes now for Sam Thompson, the big Scotsman. Angus gets rid of it quickly. Harley Atwater down the right side of Manly Oval. Number 11 is Ben Maher. Manly trying to hold him up. They couldn't do it, but I was going to say they've turned it over, but referee Quinn saw otherwise. No clear release from Manly.
Well, you mentioned Ben Maher there, Tony Lewis, as we see some of the Ratties faithful in the background. Son of Greg Maher, former first grade coach, now coaching third grade, was also, believe it or not, the incumbent manager of the Western Force when they started in 2006. He was the original team manager there, and he loves this club, so I'm sure a very proud moment to see his son run out for first grade this afternoon.
Oh, that is it. Thanks as always to our naming rights sponsor, Intrust Super, without whom this competition would not be televised. Big shout out to Brendan O'Farrell, who loves this competition. Thomas's throw to Sam Thompson's been snaffled by Manly. Burgelin going high at line-out time. Emery gets it out of there looking for the kick from Omson off the left foot. One's gone out, hasn't gained a lot of distance, but not a bad exit under pressure from Jimmy Omson.
Well, really, it's been all one-way traffic, hasn't it, in the opening 6 minutes? Warringah right on top of Manly here. Just feel Manly just got to weather the storm. Make sure they don't concede too many points in this opening stanza. Warringah looking sharp, though.
Once again, a bit of a shabby throw from Thomas. Knock on from the Rats. Manly scrum on the far side of Manly Oval.
Well, there really shouldn't be any excuses, but it's very tough. You talk about someone like Luke Holmes, over 200 first-grade games for the Warringah Rats. He's been part of this club as general manager and as a player for over a decade. And then you make a change and you remove him. He's your line-out thrower, and it's got to have some sort of effect, doesn't it?
Crouch! Boy! Set!
Yes, I dare say young Wes Thomas would be feeling quite a bit of pressure. Let's not forget he's also switching from the back row to the front. Big shove from Manly. Penalty advantage now for the Marlins. They look to do something with it. And along the back line it comes. Here's Omson with the ball in hand. Gets rid of it to number 14, Ben Howard. Tackled immediately. Adrian Hall going for a run.
Advantage is over.
Little kick through from Nick Holton. That one's going to dribble into touch about 20 metres downfield.
And I love that about Nick Holton's game, the way that he can analyse when the opportunities are there and when they're not. He can really mix up his kicking game, kicks long, rolls the ball in behind. He's got a little chip there as well. So Warringah back three, he's going to have to be on their game. Keep an eye out for that.
Once again, not a great throw. So Wes Thomas struggling just a little bit, but I'm sure once he dumps the adrenaline out of his system, he'll settle down a bit with his line-out throwing, etc.
real gentle hush down here at ground level. It is a big crowd, as always expected in the Battle of the Beaches, but not the prettiest of opening 8.5 minutes, it must be said. And statistically, these two sides, not the prettiest as well in terms of what the stats might suggest. They struggle for metres gained and carries and offloads. What you can expect from both of them is to keep aiming up and trying to make some big tackles. And the platform so far has been set. Looking forward to seeing how it starts to unfold.
First free kick of the game, Dan Alley with the quick tap and go. Manly swing into attack now. There's Bergelin. Emery clears it quickly. Around the corner comes Fuavau. To the right side they come. Hildebrand with the ball in hand now. Battling to get to the 22. Ball's been called. This will be a turnover unless Manly can get out of there. Great job by the Warringah defence.
Yeah, fantastic, wasn't it? The way they wrapped it up. Matt Folds has been in everything since the kickoff. Once again, influential there. Sam Thompson and Rue McKenzie as well. Thank you to the official pub of the Intrust Super Shute Shield, the 4-in-hand, and of course the Good Beer Company. And boys, I've just got a little tap on the shoulder from former Manly President David Begg and now the SAU President. The tickers at the gates have just ticked over 8,000 here at Manly Oval, and they're still rolling in.
5, 6, still.
That's a fantastic figure for a club rugby game. Once again, Manly pushes hard. Holmes gets rid of it quickly though to Vecchio. Gee, something, isn't it? This young 12 for Warringah.
No.
Does go hard.
Take it back.
Back it comes to Angus.
Stop.
This one's taken back, so it needs to stay in. Richard Burlow, that's been taken beautifully by Michael Adams. They work the left side again now, the Marlins. Still going, there's the kick through from Wacker. Going to be scooped up by Wyndham though. Bounce pass. Being picked up by the big prop, Erasmus. Go left again. Searching for a way through the Manly defence. Here's Warringah, that was Ben Maher.
That's your man there.
Holmes taking his time.
Solid defence from Manly. They're getting up off the line.
Holmes with the box kick. Dan Alley couldn't get there, had to let it bounce. Now he picks it up. Our cannon player in focus. A couple of rat defenders all over in there. Nowhere for Alley to go, but he manages to get it back. Emery clears it quickly to Holton. There's the kick through from Nick Holton. Oh! Up off the deck to number 14. That's Ben Howard. And Howard's going to go for the first 5-pointer. Well, I thought there might have been a hint of a forward pass with the pop-up off the deck, but not according to referee Quinn, who awards the try to Ben Howard. And just like that, the Manly Marlins are up by 2.
Yeah, but what about the save from Bodine Wacker? The kick comes from Holton. I was just talking about him mixing up his play with these little kicks. Wacker, the save. Absolutely incredible. And Ben Howard, we haven't seen a huge amount of him in first grade, but I tell you what, he's on the map now. He has the first one in the Battle of the Beaches, and it's 5-3 on the Charter Hall Direct scoreboard.
Just taking a step over there.
Yeah, nothing forward about that from Bodine Wacker to Howard. That was just unbelievable reflexive skill from Bodine Wacker.
It was instinctive, wasn't it? Playing in sevens, you've got to keep the ball alive at all costs. You can see a lot of that in that little play there. Only had eyes for the ball, knew he needed to save it. Great awareness to know that Ben Howard was over his right shoulder.
Nick Holton with the conversion attempt. Oh, he's nailed it. A great kick from Holton. 7-3 on the Charter Hall Direct scoreboard. The home team comes alive.
Against the run of play, but that's what someone like Bodine Wacker can do. Ben Howard on his starting debut. There's a lot to like about him coming out of the Manly squad, and plenty of experience at high levels over in the UK. And these Manly guys are starting to learn that if you stick near Bodine Wacker, strange and interesting things might happen. An early change for Manly, unfortunately for them. Michael Adams has come off He's had a bit of a tight hammy, so he has been replaced by number 21, Ben Creer.
Taken back.
Oh, he'll be brutally disappointed. Only just returned. But here we go, Tone.
Here they go again, Manly. There's the kick from Bodine Wacker. I don't know if that was on, but they might get the bounce. Bergeron, Harry Bergeron! Dragged down 4 metres shy.
What a tackle.
Try saver, and he forces the knock on too. Oh, Hamish Angus, that's as sterling a piece of defensive work as you will ever see.
Oh, wow. This place just came alive. Omson, it was touched straight into the arms, and I think that's Creer who's just come on the field. Lovely work from Walker to keep it alive. This bounce, it's beaten Hamish Angus, all ends up, but he doesn't give in. That's a tough tackle to make. Wow, outstanding bit of play from both sides.
It's a real shame come the finish for Adrian Hall too, wasn't it? He offered great support, but by being over the top, just getting in the way.
Well, you could see Harry Bergeron knew the opportunity was still alive, and he was trying to force it off the ground. I think what would have been better was just to get a long play, someone quickly get over the top and make sure they just secured possession for the next phase. Maybe just some slight desperation there, but what a tackle from Hamish Angus.
Yeah, into main smart spaces, beautifully delivered. Bodine Walker's delivering some beautifully smart plays so far today. He looks like he's certainly been preparing well this week and come with a full head of steam.
Green gate, number 1, green gate.
Well, there's the free kick at scrum time for the Rats. They early engage against Makani Fuavau. There's the tap. Oh, they're up very quickly. Umson up very, very quickly to make the tackle. Sam Ward's caught only about 2 metres out from the Warringah try line. So Holmes says, I'll have to kick it myself. That's been touched, though. So straight back into attack go the Manly Marlins. Here's Harry Bergeron. Gets rid of it to Howard, the try scorer. Emery clears it. Adrian Hall taking it up for Manly. Alton gets rid of it to Omson. James Omson stopped right at the 22. Big Sam Thompson, the Scotsman, making the tackle. Oh, the big dummy from Emery gets up and goes again. Alton plays a halfback, hands off to Fuavau. Hildebrand now. Clears it, out along the back line it goes. Oh, another one from Bodine Wacker, who's still going. Wacker to Howard. Turnover's good, says the referee. Foles taking it up now.
Still on.
Harley Atwater with the turnover. Kick. Josh Holmes.
Never on.
Oh my goodness, straight to Omson. Harley gets rid of it to Creer. Oh, the pick and go from Katoni Harley. He scored a few from rucks like that, Harley. Like a thief on the night, but unfortunately he's lost possession of that one. It's gone forward, so another Warringah scrum inside their 22. Well, and Manly applying the pressure, but Warringah's killing themselves with these kicks.
Well, exactly. They're giving Manly so many opportunities. I tell you what, they've been lucky that there hasn't been a few more tries scored against them. Josh Holmes, a couple of box kicks that just were never on. Not only that, but poor execution. Once again there, Katoni Ale, he's very experienced. You can see him punch the ground. He knows he had to hold on to that one.
Loving Canterbury's involvement in season 2019. Footy 365. Everything rugby. Certainly love that at this time of year.
Boy! Set!
The visitors under all sorts of pressure. That's a much better scrum from Warringah, though. Vecchio looking to crash it up out of there. Little nuggety inside centre Luke Vecchio. There's the kick again. It's been charged down. Oh, and Humphrey, Alex Humphrey, just like that, sticks up his big arms, knocks it down and bounces straight back up into his mitts. And he only has to stroll 3 or 4 paces and put it down. Alex Humphrey's having a great season for Manly this year, Humphrey.
Oh, he certainly is, and take nothing away from him, but I'm scratching my head a little bit when you kick 2 box kicks. The last 2 kicks from Josh Holmes, they get charged down, puts your team under a huge amount of pressure, and then you don't execute on that kick with a little bit more awareness at Alex Humphrey. They were sweating on that kick as Josh Holmes got himself in position. But as I said, nothing away from Alex Humphrey. You work hard, you push yourself into a good position, you get the rewards. And the big second rower, he doesn't get too many of them. But there's another 7.
14-3, Manly on top on the Charter Hall Direct scoreboard. Restart from Hamish Angus. It's taken cleanly by Adrian Hall. Brand. Stopped quickly by the Warringah defence.
Taken back.
Holton with the
Clear
kick.
6, stop.
Bangs it downfield. Liam Wyndon takes it well. Gets rid of it to Angus. Angus considers his options, puts it up high.
Well, I'm not sure about that one, Tone.
Wyndon was supposed to be there to take it down, but
he got absolutely levelled by Alex Humphrey.
No, he followed through, he didn't need to there.
all right. So
yeah, here we go. I think this is just one of those ones you think, well, no, okay. Maybe not too much in that, but Hamish Angus certainly sold it well. He's the player that Manly, of course, would have identified during the week, though. He's very much a cool, calm and collected player. You never see a huge amount of emotion out of him, but
Emery, take the line, please. Emery
controls the game so well. You want to roughen him up. One thing you don't want to roughen up is anything from Musson Jewellers. Jewellers since 1973, but he's just such an important part of this Warringah Rat setup.
There's Thomas, that's a better throw.
Knocked on in the tackle there.
Knocked on by Manly in the tackle. Well,
slight knock on in the tackle.
It was a good tackle by Alex Humphrey, but Josh Holmes just seemed a little bit lackadaisical getting rid of that, Shep.
Well, Tone, I don't want to be too critical, but that's the way I would sum up his first 20 minutes of this game. He seems a little bit slow. His awareness seems off. As we mentioned before, a few kicks, very scrappy, putting a lot of pressure on his team. He's just cost them 7 points. And then once again there, almost put them under a lot of pressure. We know how great Josh Holmes is. One of the greatest player in our competition's history, but needs to sharpen up a little bit. They need the best of him this afternoon.
Elbow up, wide, elbow up.
Comes now. Angus hands off to Ma, who got hammered. Here's Sam Ward, still going, big Sam Ward, gets him into the 22. The big number 8. Right side they go again. Number 4 is Foles. I mean, a big game for him so far, Matt Foles. They get rid of it quickly to Ward again.
Good turnover, leave it wide, lost.
Oh, and the turnover by Manly.
Yeah, they were just too slow there, the Rats. Too many watching.
There's the kick from Holton.
Oh, that's a cracker.
Oh, it's a beautiful kick. He's chewed off about 45 metres with that one.
Oh, beautiful. Only a couple of steps to work with Holton. Such a lovely striker of the ball. Out of hand or off the tee. But Will Davies, still people flocking into Manly Oval. What a great atmosphere it must be down on the sideline.
Yeah, and it's come alive on the back of that little bit of magic twice from Bodine Walker. Chatting with Billy Melrose, Manly's coach, through the week, he said because of the injuries and some of the changes in that back line, they can't be geniuses until it starts to settle down a little bit. And there might be some troops on the return as Manly win the penalty, which is great stuff for them. Dennis Pili-Gaitau has been around, and here he is standing on the bench.
Looking very, very fit.
Yeah, I thought maybe we could have got him a Manly polo, but when you've got a Ferrari, there's no point keeping it in the garage.
that turnover was forced by our cannon player and focus, Dan Alley.
Yeah, Katoni Ale's down though, Tony. I'm not sure what's wrong with him. He was also semi-involved in that ruck just before. Hopefully he's back on his feet. He's getting a little bit of attention, I Hope he's okay, but we'll want to come back to Dennis Piligai-Tau just briefly. During the week, spoke with a lot of people from Manly, and they're actually pushing pretty hard to get him out on the field this afternoon. Sadly, they couldn't get the clearance from his French club to allow him to play today, but I can honestly say one of my favourite players in intra-super Shute Shield history, and I really hope we get to see a little bit of him in 2019.
And that was some sort of kick from Bodine Wacker to put Manly in the perfect position. Alex Humphrey soars high to take it as the Manly pack look to get the job done now. Hildebrand has it at the back. They need to keep their shape. They splinter. Hildebrand goes on his own. And they need to get it out of there. Emery barking orders. He's got Alley at first receiver. Here's down Alley. Stopped immediately though. About 3 metres out of Manly. Looking for another try. Holton gets rid of it to Greer. Greer goes himself. Stopped about a metre shy. Short ball, no knock on there, according to the referee, as Fuaval takes it out. Brings it back for his halfback, Adrian Hall, working hard. And the defence really being put to the test here. They recycle it quickly. Inside ball to Howard, looking for his second. Oh, over the line is Ale. Katani Ale, did he get it down?
James Quinn's trying to unpile the mess. Hamish Angus all over it. Hully Atwater, part of the group, getting pulled away.
Get up.
Well, there you go.
To call Sam Ward as well. Well, that's going to be a battle we're going to be talking about all afternoon. Lovely play again, though. Howard, he's been involved in absolutely everything. What about the offload out the back to Katoni Ale? And you can see Harley Atwater locks in on top. Brilliant defence from the Warringah outside centre.
Yeah, super D from Sam Ward and Atwater then to prevent Ale's try.
Yeah, they're looking dangerous, the Marlins, though, aren't they? Really good organisation, patience at the right end of the field, which is what Billy Melrose would really want. Harry Emery as well, playing well to kick this one off.
Very, very warm out there. It's a warm day in Sydney, about 25 degrees today. Must use it. Now it comes to Ben Cotton, taken low immediately, trying to feed it back. Pick and go from Dan Alley. Now it's Ale. Ale will not be denied. Full it out this time. Oh, big hit by Sam Ward.
He's hurt himself as well, Tone.
Back it comes to Holton. Holton to Howard for his second. And there it is. Well, the young man, Ben Howard, his first run on game for first grade, scores his second try.
Yeah, absolutely brilliant. We were just talking about their organisation, the Manly Marlins, and from set piece it was brilliant. The forwards went to work. That was a huge tackle from Sam Ward, but the backs were ready to attack. Holton puts in front of Howard, and have some sympathy for Ben Woollett. There's not much you can do against a big man. He can finish Howard, and he does again. That's 2 for the afternoon. 19-3 on the Charter Hall direct scoreboard.
Wrap it on. Let's go over, passing, let's go. Bring it up. Let's go, ready? Want to get up?
So this time, Walton needs to try and add the extras from the other side of the field, the other touchline. He's such a consistent player, this young man from Zimbabwe. Been with the Marlins for the past few seasons and has really impressed.
What a beautiful look at it from our cameraman, Jason Williamson. Thank you, mate.
Bring it around, can't do it. So the score remains 19-3 on the Charter Hall scoreboard.
Well, it's one-way traffic at the moment for the home side. They're looking to bounce back after last week's second half fade out, and they're giving themselves a very healthy buffer. Ben Howard came off the bench last week, starts his first intra-super Shute Shield game today. Plenty of raps on him out of the UK, and we're seeing why. Some lovely involvements, starting to get this 8,000 plus crowd really firing into the match.
It's like Ben Cotton receiving some treatment out there. in the middle.
Now, I mentioned you've got to feel sorry for Ben Willett on that try there, but I would have liked to have just seen him get up off the line, try and cut down Ben Howard before he got any opportunity to build some steam. It was one-on-one. But he's a young man, Ben Willett. He'll learn. This is a big occasion for him. I'm sure he's got a huge future ahead of him, the young left winger.
So Ben Cotton replaced by Hitana Coffin.
Well, that's a big loss. Sorry, Will.
Just having a look at him, he's maybe copped a poke in the eye, so a bit of blood from the right eye. So I'll have a look at that. It makes him Cotton eye, Ben.
I think he gets 5 minutes according to UFC rules, doesn't he?
10. I think it is actually 10 minutes if it's a blood bin. Will, maybe someone can follow that up for us. He could return to this game. We'll see. Big. Huge kick from Omson. Maybe too big.
It will be too big from Jimmy Omson, and Hamish Angus just could not, the sun right in his eyes, and he just threw up his arms in frustration. He could not see that ball.
Well, that's gone 65, almost 70 metres. Look at the distance they're running back. It is just incredible. It's all the way back on the 22. So a 78-metre kick plus the in-goal area from Omson. I bet he didn't think he could actually kick that far.
Yeah, prolific boot, James Omson. We've spoken about it a little bit as we think for Jitsu, the Shute Shield's favourite air. Omson from Queensland, grew up and was a big part of some of the Gold Coast junior academies, then went over and was the punter at Weaver State, and probably more naturally a fly half, but given the situation in Manly's backline, they've been playing him at a fullback, and they love his defensive effort. They're going to use him in that first defensive line, but when he's able to start to use that prodigious boot, I think, look at.
Yeah, he's been brilliant. Easily his best year in 2019. This could be a tight head though, Tony.
Yeah, Manly's pinched the scrum. Oh my dear. There's the kick from Holton. They're going to get the penalty as well for Warringah being offside. Well, Warringah definitely the architects of their own misfortune.
Wow, that's Wes Thomas, unfortunately, trying to strike the ball back. He's kicked it forward. He's not having a good day at the office, the Warringah hooker. And then to add insult to injury, they give away the penalty.
Karaoke out, karaoke back, face the same way.
Oh, that's another lovely strike from Waka.
You can see why he's their designated, punter.
Well,
geez, a good kicker.
Take your pick. You've got Waka, you've got Holton, you've got Omson. Spoilt for choice, the Marlins. Anyway, in a great position. Lovely look over the shoulder of James Hildebrand to throw this one in.
Goes Humphrey, gets rid of it quickly from line-out time. Into attack they go. Again, that's Coffin, that's his first touch. The young man. And he's taken down.
Oh, Parker got nailed.
Heavy contact there. Warringah defender, not sure who it was. Back it comes. There's Alex Humphrey at first receiver. Warringah defence up very quickly. Bergelin this time. Bergelin gets rid of it to Omson, to Coffin, to Howard, looking for a hat-trick. Managed to stay in. At first receiver is Hildebrand. Jimmy Hildebrand batters his way forward a metre or two. Emery gets rid of it to Holton. There it is to Coffin. Oh, unfortunately, the knock-on from Bodine Wacker.
Oh, that's a shame, wasn't it? Because it was a poor pass from Coffin, right on the bootlaces of Bodine Wacker. No matter how good you are, those ones are always tough to pick up. Dipping away as well.
I just get the feeling that Benny Howard's day might even get a little bit better than it already is.
Well, I think we might have to chase some stats on that. I know in recent history, I can't remember anyone scoring a hat-trick in the Battle of the Beaches. The only exception to that, did Josh Holmes get one in 2017 at Rat Park? We might get the Boffins at Club Rugby TV and Channel 7 to chase that one up for us.
I'd say Ellie Chapman will be sitting on the laptop going absolutely crazy for that stat.
Oh, I think I saw her in the crowd actually sculling beers, Will, so I'm sure she's going to be much use to us this afternoon. But hopefully, Chapo, if you're watching.
She can do both, guys. She's multi-talented.
She's joined a rival network though now, guys. We're not really allowed to talk about Chapo anymore, are we?
Who?
5, 6,
get it out of there, which they do quickly. Here's Vecchio at first receiver.
Taken back.
Back it comes to Angus.
Stop there now. 4,
Puts it up high. Oh! Heavy contact in the air there. Not sure who that was. Ben Willett went up to take it. It's come back on Warringah's side, so that's... well, Rue McKenzie just threw it away there, but lucky for him it was knocked on by Manly. Not sure what McKenzie was thinking. I think he thought he had a run on his right side, but he didn't.
Oh, this is great. It's Creer on the left, Willett on the right. Oh, brilliant. You love that. Great aerial contest. Willett does well to push it back to Warringah's side, but to me, and I'm throwing this out to the group, they just feel a little bit off at the moment, the Warringah Rats. Being out enthused at the breakdown, it just feels a little bit slow. They need someone to just bring a bit of energy and up the ante. It's not just a regular day at the office. And Manly have 100% come to play this afternoon. Manly, Warringah, they just need a spark for me.
Well, the scrums being set. Ben Cotton has come back onto the field. You can see him there in the number 12 jersey for Manly. Tana Coffin has returned to the bench just to scratch Ben Cotton's eye and clean up the blood. He's all good.
Elbow up, wide, elbow up.
It's a better scrum for Warringah. Vecchio can't hang on to it. Atwater turns around and picks it up. Did well, Harley Atwater. Threw it away, though. It's been picked up by Olsen. Play on. Here's Howard again. He finds Bodine Wacker. Wacker gets rid of 2. Oh, very strong in contact, Bodine Wacker. That was sensational work. Jimmy Olsen gets rid of a great pick-up by Hildebrand. Good run by the hooker. Olsen again. Off the left foot. Tackled by McKenzie. Short ball to Cotton.
Full arm advantage. I'm not sure what for. High tackle.
Here's Birchland. Went to kick it. Knew the penalty was coming, though.
Okay, 9 high tackles.
So that one's against Josh Holmes. So Manly looking to add more points.
19-3 on the Charter Hall Direct scoreboard.
Successful kick for Manly, moves them to 22. Warringah 3 on the Charter Hall Direct scoreboard. Nick Holton adding 3 more points for Manly. So 4 minutes out from half-time, Warringah's got it all to do. We're going to just see how good Mark Gerard is at geeing them up in the half-time
We're outside, Blue, we're outside.
speech.
Taken back.
Here's Humphrey, backed up by Ford. He's hit hard by Sam Ward, though. Forced back hard by Hayson and Ward.
Step
Good
green, step.
defensive work by the 2 Warringah back rowers. Olsen with the kick off his left foot. And no problem finding touch with that one.
Yeah, Will Davis have just been clinical in this opening 35, almost 40 minutes. The Manly Marlins, we spoke in the pre-game, really been struggling for consistency in 2019. Struggled against Randwick last week, but really looking good in this opening 40 today.
Yeah, absolutely. Took a tiny bit of time to get into it, and they conceded a fair bit of the ball.
Step off the mark.
And as you said,
Step off the mark.
the second half last week they struggled. Conceded 24 unanswered points to lose against Randwick, 37-15 at Coogee Oval. So might try and check in with Katoni Ali before half-time as they run off to head to the sheds and just get a bit of an insight into how they'll keep them focused. But Battle of the Beaches, anything can happen from here, so it's certainly not over.
Absolutely not. And you mentioned that game against Randwick last week, a big loss at Coogee. One of the other things that's been tough for Manly this year is consistently week in, week out, they are yet to win 2 back-to-back games in 2019 and actually yet to lose 2 back-to-back games in 2019. So it's been win-loss, win-loss, win-loss. They're coming off a loss last week. So stats, if you're a stats fan, would say good chance of winning this afternoon.
Be massive for their season too. To round 8, they've played 6, won 3, lost 3. Big chance for Warringah to really set themselves up. They're playing for 4 in a row, so they've got a huge amount to work towards as well.
There's the run from Ben Woollett. Comes quickly for Sam Ward around the corner.
He's lost it.
Another high tackle from Manly on Sam Ward. Not sure who the tackle was.
Well, Tony Ale getting up last there. As I said, these two are just going to go head to head all afternoon long. But Sam Ward very slow to get to his feet. Delivery there.
Oh, Cotton and Ale probably against Cotton.
Well, yeah.
But, you know.
Was Ale in behind? I'm not sure if his boot maybe just got caught on the cricket pitch. One of the issues that the Marlins face here is the cricket pitch for the summer cannot be removed, so it's very firm. Sometimes your boots just get caught and stuck in the firmer mud and firmer pitch. Might have just turned an ankle there, which caused him to drop the ball, but he's back on his feet. Good news for the Warringah Rats fans. And this is an important moment for them as well.
That's how far I've run.
39th minute just about to tick over.
Let's go,
The
guys.
Rats desperately need something here, not only for their own energy and confidence, but to get these Rats fans in the crowd into the game. Huge of them have travelled that short distance down from Pittwater. We've got to give them something to cheer about.
Oh, the dummy from Folds.
No, lost the ball.
They cannot turn it over here, Warringah. They need points. This big Vasilia, the big tight head. They're about 2 metres short. Katoni Ale hard on the pill. Couldn't get the turnover though. They need a scrum half to clear it. There's the pick and go.
That's not the right option. Dan Alley's got to get out of there though. That's what they've got him for. That's right. Holmes plays on quickly.
Sam Ward with the ball in hand though. He's brought to the ground. Here's Thompson. Be careful they don't get isolated, the Warringah runners. Now it's Erasmus. Folds goes to the left.
That's better.
Another penalty advantage. Josh Holmes with the dummy. He goes himself. Ball. Trying to turn it over. Still got the penalty advantage though. Short ball to Vecchio. Well, they must score. That was McKenzie. We go left or right. Holmes goes right. They're over the line. I think it's been held up though. Harley Atwater held up over the line, so back they'll come for the penalty.
Well, I think they have to go for the try here, Tony. I don't think 3 points is really what they need. Not only in the context of the game, but they've really got Manly on the ropes when they play quicker. When they slow it down and they allow that big Manly defensive line to get set, that's when they get themselves in trouble. You saw there when Holmes upped the ante and upped the pace, they started to look a lot better.
Manly faithful up on the hill. They're enjoying this.
Well, I would take the scrum.
Yep. Exactly what they're doing.
Yeah, smart option. That's the right thing to do. Tie up those big 8 Manly forwards that have been hurting you so much in the defensive line. And interesting as well, we'll see if we can get a shot of it. A big conference going on between the backs out in midfield. Here they are. You can pretty much throw a blanket over the whole back line at the moment. It's a great sign. They're obviously having a chat. Who can they isolate? Where's the weak link in this Manly defensive line? Attack him. Use all that experience of Hamish Angus. This is a big moment in the game.
Set! Still. Come on, one.
Big shove from the Rats. They've got the penalty at scrum time.
Oh, could almost be a penalty try.
He's gone twice there, guys. No penalty.
Is it a penalty?
Well, you go for the scrum again. Absolutely.
He's played the ball back earlier on. Okay. He's played the ball back.
Yeah. So the conversation's starting. We spoke about this last week. where this game of cat and mouse, this tactical play when you've got a dominant scrum. Now, I'm not going to say that Warringah officially has a dominant scrum over Manly, but at the moment, there's a change coming. It looks like Connor Davidson. They're going to bring him on just for this scrum. So pretty smart there from Billy Melrose, guys.
All right, here we go.
Bring on fresh legs. First and foremost, you don't want to give away a penalty try, and you definitely don't want to give away a yellow card. So bring on a fresh prop. Make sure you compete here.
Let's go, guys.
Shute Shield has left the field for this.
Crowd!
For the moment, anyway.
5, 6, still.
Oh, it's much better from Manly. Oh, it's getting scrappy. Yeah.
Well,
Sam Ward not happy, but we'll see if we can get a replay. We might not be able to get it in this half, but he decides to move at the back of the scrum in the moment that he releases the weight. That's all that matters. You watch Sam Ward at the back. Number 8, there he is. He moves onto the left edge to bind against Rue McKenzie. In that split second, that is the moment when the ball could have been moved and they retain possession. Unfortunately, Bodine Wacker puts that one into touch, Tony.
So it's all going wrong for Warringah at the moment, but they'll have an opportunity to regroup now as they head for the sheds at half-time. Manly with the big lead at half-time, 22-3 over the visiting Warringah Rats. Don't go anywhere, folks, because we'll be back with the half-time show. Thanks very much, guys. Welcome back for the second 40 minutes at the Village Green. Ladies and gentlemen, a crowd of 8,000 plus here this afternoon as Bodine Wacker gets us underway for the second half. Manly with a very handy lead, as you can see. It's well taken by Matt Folds, who's been strong for Warringah in the first half. Here's Ward. Sam Ward, he's lost the ball forward, unfortunately for the Rats. So we'll have a scrum pretty quickly to Manly, just outside the Warringah 22.
Yeah, and he's pretty disappointed in himself, Sam Ward. Consistently, he carries hard for this team, and he doesn't do that very often, but at the moment, just for the Warringah Rats, just not clicking. A few guys just look a little bit off their game, and it's putting themselves under a lot of pressure. Still a huge crowd enjoying this fixture, though. There's a Marlins enjoying just having the advantage on top of their bitter rivals at the moment.
5, 6, still.
Very good position for an attacking scrum for the Marlins. Dan Alley will take it off the back. You would think he's trying to keep it in. They've drawn the penalty.
Oh, but what do they do here? You take the 3 and just continue to stretch it. Hildebrand looks to be involved in the conversation while Holton walking over now. They're going to take the shot. Probably a good idea. You know that the Warringah Rats are going to fire back, so take the 3 when they're on offer.
Connor Davidson's still out there for the Marlins in jersey 17, so it looks like Shute Shield afternoon is over. Such a fantastic atmosphere down here at Manly Oval, folks. If you could see the crowd around to your left and right off screen, it's just extraordinary. Holton with the kick, no problem there. 25-3 early in the second half. Marlins well on top.
Warringah's just got to let that one go. Not the start they wanted in the second half, but there's still a huge amount of time for them to get back into this one. It's where they need to be, down the other end of the field. Good take from Cotton.
Sensational take by Ben Cotton. Ben Creer down the sideline, but puts a foot in touch. So the Rats have an opportunity to get possession back.
Yeah, it was a great take from Cotton, wasn't it? Hopefully get a little replay. They play on quickly though, Warringah.
There's the quick throw. Wyndon takes it up. There's no one there, though. And Harry Emery was unlucky not to get that turnover.
Very unlucky.
His big Vai Celia at first receiver. Getting driven back, though. It's been pinched by Thomas. The pick and go from McKenzie.
No. Yeah, good turnover.
Manly competing at every opportunity. Alex Humphrey with the steal. Bergelin throws it to the right. Here's Emery. Emery with the kick into the corner. Is it going to go out? It just dribbles out right on about the 5-metre mark. So nice little kick from Harry Emery.
A beauty. So smart from young Harry Emery. Had a look in behind the line. Saw no one was back there for Warringah. They were marked up one-on-one with Warringah defenders. Smart kick. But Alex Humphrey, how good's he been this afternoon?
As I mentioned before, he has been impressive all year. That one's been scooped up well by Hildebrand. So Manly swings straight back into attack. Rats in trouble again.
Oh,
it's been
dangerous.
picked off on the far side by the Warringah Rats. Does he have the pace to go all the way into the 22? He goes Ben Maher. Oh, Ben Maher's going to score. Oh, what about the try from Ben Maher? And that's just what they need against Warringah Rats. And aren't the fans happy? Oh, Ben Maher. Well, we got a chance to see the pace of the young winger. Just snaffle that into that as pretty as you please, and away he went.
Well, that's what you call a 14-point turnaround. It was looking like a try for all money, and then a loose pass from Holton lands directly in the hands of Ben Maher. All of a sudden, it's a foot race. At one stage, I didn't think the young man was going to get there, but to his credit, got to full speed, strides out, and doesn't he love it? The young man has a trial in the Battle of the Beaches. 25-8 on the Charter Hall Direct scoreboard.
Well, could that be the spark that this Warringah Rats team needs to make a contest of things this afternoon? As Hamish Angus lines up for a pretty easy conversion attempt. No problem out in the extras, and it just falls short of Sydney Road, which is good for the traffic. No traffic disruption there.
The field. He's come through the Colts at Warringah, was their leading Colts try scorer in 2017, and for the past couple of years they've tipped him as having a breakout season. Maybe this is the one, season 2019. With work like that, it looks very much like it could be. And as we see the restart, 46 minutes gone in this 95th Battle of the Beaches. Down at ground level, I'm very pleased to say we are joined by Les Kiss, head coach of London Irish over in the UK Premiership, just been promoted as well. Les, congratulations on that.
Thank you, mate.
Pleasure.
Yeah, it's good to be back here in Sydney.
Looking forward to chatting about what you've been doing overseas for a couple of minutes here, but this match at Manly Oval, pretty even stuff. It's a famous rivalry which you know plenty about. What have you made of it so far?
Well, it's been very interesting this second half, how it started. It looked like Manly will get back on top. Warringah seem to have lost their way, but as you can see now, they're starting to put the pressure back on Manly. Manly need to consolidate here and not let this game get loose. As we can see here, this could work into some favour for the Rats. Yeah, they're keeping it alive, but Manly need to keep their head here. They cannot let the Rats back into this game.
What a run from Erasmus. We'll just interrupt Les for a little bit there. Warringah looking to score again. Looking for 2 tries in as many minutes. Hamish Angus hangs onto it, gets it wide. All the way out there, but the whistle's gone. Oh, he's called it forward, referee Quinn. No advantage, so back will come for a penalty to the Rats. Sorry to interrupt, Will and Les.
No, not at all, Tony. We'll keep an eye on what happens here as we go through the replay. The forward pass was called. Les, the work you've been doing overseas, you're now with London Irish, who you've got back into the UK Premiership, a proud club. Tell us a little bit about what you've been doing with London Irish and a few huge signings as we wait to see what James Quinn makes of this.
Sorry guys, but I think there was a small knock on there by Warringah, but they really are attacking this Manly line. First knock on by Blue, so it'll be...
That means they'll retain possession.
It'll be an attacking scrum for the Rats. Go ahead, Will.
I'll just leave it with you for the time being as they reset this scrum, and got Les's company, not letting him go anytime soon, so he's staying right here with me.
No, it's a real bonus to have a rugby union man of the stature of Les Kiss with us today, so I would certainly like to hear more from him. But,
defensive coach when I was at the Waratahs as well. Tony did a sterling job.
Yes.
I can say. Thank you, Kissy. I never got to thank you for that, mate.
One of the world's great rugby defensive coaches.
This is a big moment for the Rats. Finally, some energy in the white and green.
If they can score here, they're right back in this game. Sam Ward looking to take it off the back. Sam Ward's got it. They stopped him about 3 metres shy. Need to go out of there quickly.
Well, Hildebrand's in trouble here.
Another penalty. They're asking for the yellow card, but referee Quinn has been very nice about it.
He is very lucky to avoid a card there, James Hildebrand. Loitering in the defensive line. Not only that, but made absolutely no effort to get away and caught the ball. Last time James Quinn was here, he was forced to play a lot of yellow cards in the game, and I'm sure, like most people, though, he wants to see this game won on merit, not by a team taking advantage when the opposition has men off the field. Lucky for the Rats, it's still their ball. They've got to get to work at scrum time, though. Turn one over late in the first half. That one before looked scrappy. They need to be clinical here, retain possession.
I was about to say that was a very nice low scrum, but then it kept getting lower and lower until finally it went down to the ground.
I don't want to be too dramatic about it, but I really feel this is their chance to get back in the game. If they can't leave this little period of play without 7 points, I feel like the opportunity may be missed for the Rats. They've got to make sure they realise how important this play is.
Crouch! Five! Set! Still!
It's a better scrum by Warringah. Sam Ward off the back. Ward goes himself. Can't muscle his way through there. Tony Arley gives away the penalty. Out it comes to Mackenzie, Rue Mackenzie. Comes quickly for big Mies Erasmus.
He's on his own though, Tom.
The big South African, and
Turnover's good there, guys. No advantage.
good turnover, but no advantage. That's what referee said.
Well, does a warning come now? No, just number 7, maybe.
Now 3 people on this end, okay? Next one will go to the bin. Yeah, reality is if you kill the ball there, okay? Next one down here goes to the bin.
Well, there you go. There's the warning. Next one goes to the bin. The boys up in the Luke Vecchio stand, enjoying the view. Lovely scenic shots here of Manly Oval. Yeah, they need to be careful here, Manly. Is that Jack Hayson? It's got a little bit of blood. Yeah, they need to be careful here, Manly. What they don't want to do is concede 7 points, and what they certainly don't want to do is concede another try. But we might take this moment to go back down to Will Davies with Les Kiss.
Yeah, thanks, Shep. Down here on the sideline with Les Kiss, currently the head coach of London Irish. I want to talk to you about London Irish and the work you did getting them back up to the premiership. What's it like there, and some of the high-profile signings that you've been busy making?
Yeah, look, it's been a challenge this last probably 4 or 5 years for London Irish. Myself and Declan Kidney, we've called in over the last 12, 18 months to try and sort things out there. But we've managed to get back up to the premiership. You know, one of the toughest competitions in the world, really, and really looking forward to it. But we've been active in the market for sure. We've signed some people from Ireland, here from Australia, a couple from New Zealand. So we've been active, but we know it's important to stay up. So, you know, that's part of the gig, I guess.
I'll just head back up to you, Tony, and keen to chat much more.
All right, great stuff. Well, Jack Hayson's just been replaced by Australian Sevens player Boyd Killingworth. It's the first time we've seen Boyd Killingworth in Warringah colours for a long, long time.
2017, the last time, Tony.
But he can play, and he does have speed, Killingworth. So Sam Ward off the back again. Sam Ward working hard. Stopped about 1.5 metres shy. It comes quickly. Out it comes to Angus, who wants it. Wyndon gets it out to Willett, and Ben Willett gets his second try. 2 tries for the young winger, and finally, Warringah Rats come away with their 5 points, hopefully 7, and all their time spent down there on Manly's try line.
Well, redemption for Ben Willett in that right-hand corner. In the first half, he was forced to carry Ben Howard over the line and concede a try against the Rats. This time, it's his time for redemption, Ben Willett. Lovely little set piece. Wyndon does well here to keep the ball alive. And lovely finish into the corner by the Warringah Rats right winger. Warringah, they're back in it in the Battle of the Beaches. 25-15 on the Charter Hall Direct scoreboard.
Right, a difficult conversion for Angus here. Oh, it's a lovely kick from Hamish Angus. Does it have the legs? Oh, no problem at all. So it's an 8-point game here at Manly Oval. 25-17. Manly with an 8-point lead.
Oh, huge stuff for Warringah and huge stuff for the 2 best mates. How good. Benmar scores and then his best mate Ben Willett scores. Both of them have come through Warringah's Colts and they've put them right back in touch in this 95th Battle of the Beaches. Down on the sideline with Les Kiss, formerly with the Ireland Rugby Union set up as well. Les, through your period with them, they had huge success, 6 Nations wins. What was that time like with the Irish national team, and what have you made of their struggles in the past year, especially with the World Cup coming up?
Look, it's going to be a great World Cup. I think it's probably the most open we've had in recent times. But the Irish model is built around, central contracting, keeping people close and staying in the Republic there in Northern Ireland and building their team around people being there consistently. So I think there'll still be a strength in the World Cup.
Having a look at the Intrust Super Shute Shield, we spoke about your recruitment with London Irish and a huge host of stars right around the world. How active are you in terms of keeping an eye across competitions like the Intrust Super Shute Shield?
Well, the competitions like the Shute Shield and the domestic league in New Zealand are very important to us. You're going to find talent everywhere, and if you take your eye off the ball in these competitions, you miss those real little gems that you can take, get them at good value, help develop them in a professional league, and we're very active in that market.
Well, Les, we wish you all the best with London Irish in the UK's Premiership this coming season. A massive one for the club, and thank you very much for joining us and providing so many insights. Great advice and wisdom for a lot of the young guys plying their trade in comps like the Intrust Super Shute Shield.
No problems. Thanks, mate.
Oh, well, thanks, Will, and thank you very much, Les Kiss. What a bonus for us to hear from one of the premier coaches in world rugby. And we wish him all the best with London Irish as Warringah once again work their way.
Well, this game's been flipped on its head, hasn't it, Tony? Absolutely. You felt the energy in the stadium change in the last 5 minutes. It's a completely different game now. And finally, Warringah.
It's the short throw. Back it goes to Foles. He gets absolutely hammered and loses the ball forward as Sam Thompson.
Yeah, finally, Warringah, I was just about to say, sorry, Tone, about playing like the team that we know they are. As you said, on a 3-game winning streak at the moment. Desperate for 4, and wouldn't they love this one this afternoon? Just 2 years ago, it came down to a kick from the sideline from Hamish Angus to steal the win. Can they win another one from behind and achieve the same heroics?
Well, the danger for Manly, of course, is if their mindset switches to protecting the lead rather than looking to add more points.
Set! Elbow up, White, elbow up. Good. Advantage. Elbow down.
Thank you to our official broadcast partner, Fujitsu, the Shute Shield's favourite air.
One elbow down.
Well, they needed that, Manly. They really have been on their back foot for a long time. Mark Gerard talking to the troops. That's Cam Treloar on the left.
Yeah, right there, yeah.
Former Super Rugby player with the Queensland Reds. Decent stint over in Ireland as well.
That penalty awarded against Mies Erasmus for allowing his elbow drop to the ground.
Get the line, please.
Another thank you to the Good Beer Company and the Four in Hand Hotel, the home of rugby in Sydney's East. Great to have their support in 2019. Quick line-out ball for the Marlins, but a scrappy pass. It's been snapped up by Dan Alley. He gets stopped by Sam Ward, his opposite number. Emery digs it out of there. It goes to Onsen. Puts it straight up off the left foot. Who wants it? Oh, it's been taken beautifully by Ben Woollett. Oh, that was sensational. That was an Aussie rules take, but to undo his good work as a small... The smallest knock on from the arriving Rats players, but Ben Woollett was... Oh, that was sensational stuff.
Yeah, well, I was a little bit surprised by the decision from Omson to put up the high ball to begin with. They've struggled to get out of their half in the second half, and then you go for that sort of contestable kick. May have just sprayed off the boot a little bit. Here comes Woollett. That's an all-time grab. Over the top of Bodine Walker as well.
Crowd looking forward to this final 20 minutes, and so we expect a couple of changes coming up. Really is set for a grandstand finish. Big LaRue Retz, the enormous Waratahs listed second rower, is getting ready to come on, and so too is Talosi Tangi Thakibau. It will be a joy to see run around in the intra-super Shute Shield as well. And Jack Hayson ready to come back on after a blood bin period.
Well, they've also got Tom Connor on the bench, Warringah.
Yep.
And we know the pace that he has.
Well, and just energy, isn't it? Thanks again to Musson Jewelers for their support in 2019. Tom Connor with Boyd Killingworth in the Sevens program over the last 18 to 24 months. Both of them now weighing up their options. Is a return to 15s like John Porch the best thing for them? One thing's for sure. They both will make a huge impact in this game.
Set! White, elbow up.
Emery takes his time getting it out of there. Finally he does, though. Holton with the cut ball to Bodine Wacker, claps on the pace. Inside comes Onsen. Well tackled, though, by Vecchio. Comes quickly for Dan Alley at first receiver. He's tackled immediately. It's the kick from Holton, who's chasing. It's been taken well by Wyndon. No problem there. Ben Cotton working for the turnover. Couldn't get it.
Well, Wyndon's been quiet this afternoon. It's only about his second touch. He needs to find a way to get involved.
Oh, Hamish Angus wasn't expecting that. He's isolated, needs to get rid of it, which he does.
Outside. Hold there, we'll fight. Stop.
There's the kick from Ben Maher. Holmson with the ball in hand now. What's he going to do?
Back six.
Looking to plug that left-hand corner. It's been taken on the full though by Hamish Angus. Plenty of time for him.
Right, he sprayed it.
To line up for the exit kick, but it's come off the side of his boot. About 15 metres downfield.
Yeah, that was all a bit scrappy by the Warringah Rats, wasn't it? Hamish Angus trying to direct traffic outside him. Josh Holmes has thrown it to him, not realising. And then after that, the kick from Ben Maher. That needed to go down the tram tracks, not down the middle of the field. It made it a little bit too easy for Omson. So we see some of those changes start to happen, Will Davies.
That's right, Luke Vecchio comes off after his starting debut. And you see LaRue Retz lifting Alex Humphrey there in the line out. Billy Melrose had to manage his second rowers fairly diligently. Retz has been unwell for most of the week, and Adrian Hall returning from injury. So big 19 minutes coming for LaRue Retz as he tries to continue to impress the coaches at Super Rugby level.
Well, Tangi Thakibau, good to have him back on the back line for the Warringah Rats, but I have been impressed with Luke Vecchio. I thought he played with a lot of energy today.
He did. And Sialosi Tangi Thakibau, love him. Probably old enough to be some of the kids on the field's father. But I tell you what, he's still got it. Can move, fantastic in defence, and another one of these guys that's a little bit of a spiritual leader down at Warringah. Part of the furniture, the boys rise when he plays well. Gonna need some impact from him. Try and close this gap. 8 points the difference in the Battle of the Beaches. 18 minutes to go.
Searching for the penalty again, and they have it. Ball comes squirting out of there. It's been picked up by Harry Emery. I wonder how much advantage he's going to let Manly have before he calls the penalty off. Back it comes now for Connor Davidson.
Out of it now.
Oh, he's hip thrown to the ground by Killingworth. What a great tackle by Boyd Killingworth. Hildebrand this time for the Marlins. Inside the 22. Here's LaRue Rats with his first touch. 5 Rats on the big South African.
No. Oh, no.
Need a halfback though. Emery gets rid of it to Katoni Ale. Spies half a gap. Still moving, great steps. Oh, tried to get it back to Humphrey, but Humphrey couldn't hang on to it. But not enough advantage according to referee Quinn. Well,
yeah.
Gee, how much advantage do you want to give? I mean, really?
Yeah, it was a pretty serious infringement, Tony, and then towards the end of that scrum, the ball actually got knocked forward, which caused Harry Emery to run after it. So I think what James Quinn's saying is that actually wasn't part of the ball movement. The advantage only started to occur from when Emery picked it up. That's all I can sort of take from that. But I just would have liked to see Manly react a little bit better there. They had a huge opportunity, regardless of the penalty advantage. Try and move that ball to the far wide channel where the opportunity was on, and that is an absolute shocker from Bodine Waka.
A huge mistake for the outside centre, and
well, you talk about letting a team off the hook.
Just step off that mark there.
He'll be gutted with that. The Battle of the Beaches and the Intra Super Shute Shield. Well, we wouldn't be able to enjoy it the way we would without the incredible support of our major sponsor, Intra Super. Make sure you go and visit Rugby.com and check them out.
With about 26 minutes or so to go here at the Village Green, I wonder if that kick from Bodine Wacker is an indication of the headspace that perhaps Manly is starting to flirt with now, as I've mentioned before, trying to protect the lead rather than just play ball, you know.
Well, we talk about momentum a lot, Tone, and for 99% of this game, you've got to say that it's been, well, actually, I'm going to correct myself there and say 80% of this game, you've got to say it's been with Manly, but you can feel it change. Warringah just seems more hungry, more desperate, especially in the last 15, 25 minutes. Just need to be clinical. Plenty of nervous energy here at Manly Oval. Here we go. 15 to go as the ball comes out the back of this scrum.
The Rats looking to get something done here. There's Ben Woollett, good run from the young winger. Sam Ward on the burst. And Sam Thompson now. Tackled low by Davidson. The left side again. Angus looking for a runner inside. That was Marr.
No, too late, leave it.
Very flat pass from Hamish Angus. Number 17 is Austin Falmasili for the Warringah Rats. Here's Thomas. Met by some stiff defence. Tangi Thakibau this time. Boyd Killingworth with the clean out. Angus finds Ben Marr. Ben Marr's well tackled by Humphrey. Katoni Ale hard on the pill. Just missed the turnover. Couldn't get it. They looked to get it wide. Sam Ward to Atwater. Atwater down the tram tracks on the left edge of Manly Oval. McKenzie, short ball to Thompson. Flings it back to anybody. It's been picked up by Hamish Angus. Looking to get it wide again to Harley Atwater. Ben Cotton working hard. Oh, that one went forward, I think. 25 to 17 on the Charter Hall Direct scoreboard.
Number 6 wide off. 6 wide sub. 6. 6, eh?
There's a good shot of what they're playing for today, the Mounties Cup. And Rue McKenzie, number 6 for Warringah, comes off. He's being replaced by number 22, Tom Connor. So Connor and Killingworth now on both sides of Warringah's scrum.
Well, a couple of very decent finishes. You can be sure they're going to have the fitness to go absolutely berserko. And it isn't ironic, both coming out of the 7 squad and 14 minutes left in this one. The same amount of time that they have been training for the last 2 years to perform in. Can they be the 2 guys to blow this game wide open?
And Dan Alley gets a rest, gets a healthy round of applause from his many, many fans here at the Village Green. He's replaced by Luke Crocker, wearing jersey number 20. And Manly as Harry Birchland goes to the number 8 position.
5, 6.
Well, they all seem pretty relaxed, don't they? Don't seem too worried about what's going on, enjoying their footy, which is great to see. If they can maintain this lead, I'm sure they'll be even happier at the end of this one.
So just the reason the scrum is getting repacked is because the ball came straight back out the tunnel into which it was put by Josh Holmes, which means an immediate reset.
Just mentioned him before, Liam Wyndon, fullback for the Warringah Rats, number 15. Been in great form so far in 2019, really relishing the change, new environment coming across to Warringah, but just would like to see him get involved a little bit more. So dangerous in broken play. He's got all the skills in the bag. They're going to need him now. They want to get back in this one, the Rats.
Back it comes for the Rats. Angus takes it to the line, goes himself. Back it comes for Josh Holmes. Here's big Matt Folds. Atwater with the ball in hand now. Shows and goes. Oh, he's ridden over the sideline by Harry Birchland. Good tackle by Birchland on Harley Atwater.
Yeah, you've got to stay in here if you're Harley Atwater. Obviously, Harry Birchland, a very strong defender, but he just needed to fight a little bit harder. Stay in the field of play. He's turned the ball over against his side.
The big man, LaRue Rest, did well to hang on to that.
We're outside.
He's a giant human being, isn't he? Connor Davidson right on the 22.
Yeah, Rhett's down behind play. That'll test the other week of fitness.
Well, there's the kick from Holton under extreme pressure. Just manages to get that kick away, and LaRue Rets is down.
That was enormous contact, wasn't it? As I mentioned, he's not been well this week, been battling an illness, so ended up coming off the bench with Adrian Hall's timely return.
Well, he fumbled the ball on the run, didn't he, Will? And it was only just as he met the defensive line he regained. Just wondering if the tackles got up under his ribs here. And he didn't have enough time to bring his arm down and protect his midsection. I'm telling you, if he's been crooked during the week as well, I'm sure that wouldn't have felt well. Unfortunately for him as well, given the size of him, the standing tackle gets under his ribs. We'll hope that he recovers as we head to a break. 25-17 on the Charter Hall Direct scoreboard.
So the big fellow regains his feet.
I think that's the phase after. Oh, no, this might be it. The carry here. No, I think that was the phase after. We'll see if we can track that down regardless. Back live.
Here come the Ratties. Tangi Thaki-Bow battling his way to the 22. Inside ball to Sam Thompson. Killingworth at first receiver. Look for a runner, nobody there. Hamish Angus off the right foot. He finds Harley Atwater on the burst. Manly hard on the pill. Angus finds a runner inside. That's Ben Maher. Nowhere for him to go, though. Here's Killingworth. Running the sevens line, looking for space. 17 is big Austin Farmasili. They go left again. Oh, lovely ball to Solosi Tangi back, and they won't stop him from now. And the big Fiji, over he goes. Solosi Tangi has been on the ground about 5 minutes, and he's brought this Warringah Rats side right back into it with just under 8 minutes to go.
Well, it's been a slow drive, you could call it, from the opposite 50 about 10 minutes ago. But Hamish Angus, brilliant. There were shooters coming out of the line all over the place. Held his nerve, short bow to Ducky Bow. And he scores the try that's got Warringah right back in this one. Whoa, what a moment. Losi Tungy, Ducky Bow. I tell you talk about him having an impact and how important he is for the morale and the energy in your team. You can see the energy lift for the Rats back on halfway. And not as many Rats fans as Marlins fans here this afternoon, but if this one manages to go between the sticks, there's going to be a huge cheer from over the shoulder of Hamish Angus.
Hamish Angus looking to make it a one-point game. Such an important kick. Oh, he's made it. He's all class, Hamish Angus. The Iceman, 25-24, 1 point in it. Plenty of time left here at the Village Green.
Oh, don't go anywhere. We are set for a grandstand finish. Solosi Tungi Thakibau, what are you doing? You're meant to have retired. Still destroying Marlin dreams potentially here in 2019. 6 huge minutes coming up.
Restart is taken by Atwater. He's very busy for Warringah. Harley Atwater, solid in the midfield. Here's Sam Ward. Well, plenty of pressure for Hamish Angus. Does well to get that kick away. Going to go out though. Well taken by Creer. Oh, what a great ball to Wacker.
That's a smart kick.
Wacker stabs it down into the 22. And plenty of time for Wyndham to get it out into touch.
Well, this will be a good feeling for the Marlins. They've been absolutely starved of possession over the last 10-15 minutes, and actually it looks like there could be a fairly serious injury here. I'm just going to keep an eye on this. I'm actually not sure who's down there. Will Davies, you at ground level, you might have a better look.
They've got a bit of biff going on back at the scrum, but the referee's over here. So the assistant ref needs to get out there.
Yeah, that doesn't look like much. It's just a bit of a push and shove. But medical staff coming from everywhere. I saw one of them supporting the neck, which is what originally had me worried. There's arms and legs moving, so that is a very, very good sign.
That's Wes Thomas. So obviously he's been replaced, I would imagine, by Rob Kelly.
It's a blue headgear. I think it might be Sam Thompson. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Good to see him moving and sitting upright, unassisted.
Sure.
Again, as we know, with a lot of carries, sorry, we'll just jump over the top of it. It could just be a stinger or something like that, or a little crink in the neck. Well, he's back on his feet, and he looks to be going back towards the scrum.
Another one of those massive hits. These guys have been wearing the contact now for 76 minutes.
Wow.
A bit like a piece of meat that's just been hammered with a mallet all day long, just driving into the scrums, driving into the rucks. As tough as they come, and nowhere else you'd rather be than out in the middle with 5 minutes to go.
Quick, have a look at the Rats fans in the background, just giving it to James Hildebrand. They're giving it to him. Alex Humphrey goes high to take the ball cleanly, though. At line-out time, the Manly forwards look to get their maul going, doing a good job so far. keeping their good shape.
That's one. Use it on moving.
All right, Harry Emery needs to get it out of there or they're going to lose possession.
Use it.
He wants it now. Out it comes. And the Manly back line, short ball to Ben Cotton. Here's Bodine Wacker. He's well tackled by Sam Ward.
Oh, the counter up well. Warringah as well. Marlins maintain.
Here's Hildebrand, 22 for Manly is Alex Dalzell.
Oh, there you go. Put that down to Silosi Tungi Thakibau again. He gets in there. We'll hopefully get a look at it here. Comes in on the near side, reefs the ball out. Very easily, almost became a direct turnover. James Quinn saying a knock on from Blue, but I think it was more of a strip and a steal there from Tungi Thakibau. Hildebrand, the carrier, 23, so you're watching. Tungi Thakibau is on the ball from Hildebrand. And I think Quinn's actually got that right. I think as Hildebrand tried to regain control of the ball, he's accidentally just knocked it forward. Well, is that the moment in the game that we'll be talking about at the final whistle?
It was the early engage from Connor Davidson. He's, Cilia looks to the assistant ref on the sideline.
So just an update, ladies and gentlemen, as well. The referee's clock is about 90 seconds behind the clock on your screen. So when it hits 80, we're still going to have about 2 minutes of play left.
5, 6, still.
We'll call it injury time.
Oh, the more the merrier.
Right, that's on attack again. There's Tungi Thakibau, well tackled by Ben Cotton, though.
Take it back.
Back it comes, there's the kick from Wyndon. That's the high hoist in a dangerous part of the field. Oh, it's been taken beautifully, though, by Woollett. Ben Woollett, sensational under the high ball.
He's a magician in the air, Woollett.
He lost and lets it go. They both let it go. It's been picked up by Connor. Offloads to Boyd Killingworth. Oh, Killingworth's got a ton of pace. There's you go, William. Josh Holmes! Holmes is going to score under the crossbar. Killingworth and Josh Holmes combine to score for the Warringah Rats. And is that going to seal the game for the Rats? We've got plenty of time left, folks. Don't go anywhere. We've got a barnstorming finish coming up.
Oh, this one isn't over, but just sit back and enjoy this. It was scrappy out the back. And look at the turn of pace. The sevens duo combining. Connor to Killingworth. And then Killingworth, he almost could have done it himself. Harry Emery does well in defence to try and shut down the passing angle. But Josh Holmes, the veteran, the Marlin killer, he scores again in the Battle of the Beaches. And Warringah finally takes the lead, 29-25.
Well, against all the odds, these Warringah Rats have fought and scratched their way back into this game and grown in confidence more and more and more with every minute of the second half.
They can take the full minute and a half. That's right.
Take the full minute and a half. Well, there you go, James Quinn, and a good understanding of the rules here by Hamish Angus.
You can take the whole minute and a half.
Well, it'd be harsh and say it's not in the spirit of the game, but he knows that he's entitled to a certain amount of time to take this kick. If he'd scored in the corner, he would definitely take this time.
Bangs it over. 31-25. Warringah by 6. So Manly will now need to score a converted try to win it.
Huge stuff from the Warringah Rats to take the lead. Killingworth to Josh Holmes. He was the competition's equal leading try scorer last year. Few will be as sweet as that one here at Manly Oval.
Somebody taken out in mid-air, but no whistle from the referee. Look at halfback, Rats. There's Holmes. Fave Salia at first receiver. Ratty's looking to keep it very, very tight.
Marlins need to force a mistake. Got to show a bit of energy in this line speed. Get up, try and put some pressure on.
Here's Ward. Manly just desperate to get their hands on the pill. I think that might have been Rob Kelly taking it up for the Rats. Here's Ward again.
Well, the Rats seem to be...
There was a knock on in there.
That was a hand there from Bergelen, I think. They've got to be careful not to give away a penalty here, the Marlins. It's going to put them back into their own half. Be aggressive, but be disciplined. That's not the way to do it. That's not the way to do it, Harry Bergelen. And that could be the end of the game.
It's difficult to blame Harry Bergelen. Look, he's Alex Humphrey getting into it with Sam Thompson now. And this is unnecessary.
Well, as long as the crowd stays on that side of the fence, Tony, that's the important thing.
At the end of such a classic game, this is unnecessary stuff. But we know what a class player Harry Bergelen is and how competitive he is.
Well, yeah, I understand that, Tony, but in that sort of situation when you're fighting the clock, it's important to be disciplined. You've got to get up and be aggressive, but you don't want to give away a silly penalty like that and release the pressure valve on the Warringah Rats, which is what's happened here. And it's going to be very interesting to see how the clock is working. This could be it. This could be game over.
Well, interestingly, the scoreboard at ground level here at Manly has time expired, but we heard James Quinn saying when we had about 4.5 on our clock, there you go, a minute and a half to go, James Quinn says. So still plenty of time for Manly, and maybe they've been cruelled by their own scoreboard.
Well, more than enough time. So what decision does Warringah make here? Do you kick to a competitive line-out? Yes, you do.
Well, as we know, the referee is the sole arbiter of time. So it doesn't matter what the scoreboard says or what our clock says. It's all up to referee James Quinn.
Manly needs to get competitive pods in the air. This is the moment. Line-out time, competitive. All afternoon, Warringah has struggled with their line-out. You steal here, you give yourself a chance to win the game. Huge take there from Folds.
Possession back.
Incredible. There's still life in this one.
That's it, how good. You start looking around and thinking, who's got the pace, who's got the explosiveness? Start to think about guys like Bodine Walker. This crowd needs to get behind their home side. And Mark Gerard, we spoke to him pre-game, there was a chance he'd be playing. Do you reckon he'd rather be out there or standing on the sideline pacing? Well,
he's pacing about the same amount of metres he probably would have run on the field. He's up and down, the Warringah head coach. The main thing Bodine Walker needs to do here is make sure this goes out. He does. He hasn't made a huge amount of distance, but he's inside the Warringah 50. And he's given his team a chance. You have to think this is the last play of the game.
Bergelen takes the ball. Manly forwards, looking to maul it up. Sucking some Warringah defenders, as many as they can before they cut the backs loose. Need to keep moving it forward. Now it's gone to ground. More's been called. There's the turnover. And that's it. Referee James Quinn blows full time as the field gets invaded by the victorious Rats supporters. And against all the odds, the Warringah Rats have come back to win this one. They won the second half 28-3. An unbelievable comeback by this Warringah side. They were gone for all money. You would have thought at half-time, but as I say, a 28-3 winning second half for Warringah. Unbelievable stuff, Shep.
Well, isn't it unbelievable? What a turnaround. Let's not forget, it was only 7 days ago, the Marlins against Randwick. They conceded 24 unanswered points. Now it's happened again. 28 points to 3. The Warringah Rats steal a famous victory in the 95th Battle of the Beaches here in Manly. And wow, I almost feel as tired as the players, Tone. That was an incredible journey through that final 40. Well, so impressive, and I think you've got to put down a couple of those changes, the inclusion of Boyd Killingworth and Tom Connor in the last 20 minutes of that game that really were the difference that turned the game around and gave them the victory.